They're not going to understand. And it'd be stupid of you to expect them to, honestly. Welcome back to XP Show, where I share my experience of what am I doing now? Quitting my job and becoming a full-time musician. That is the one main goal right now. All the other stuff we'll figure out after that. I don't know what episode this is, but it doesn't really matter because we're doing this more infrequently anyways. I'm recording this because I literally just got home from work and I had this fresh in my mind, so I wanted to just let it go and stop ruminating about it in my brain and maybe bring value to someone out there. So what am I talking about? Today I had a sit down with two of my managers at my job. I work in retail, by the way. And they were basically telling me like, yo, you've been underperforming. What's going on? You've been showing up late, crazy. Like, dude, like you're fucking up basically. And I was super honest with them. I was like, well, this is just a paycheck and my goal is to literally quit my job. So I don't really feel inclined to try that hard when I'm here. And the threat of me losing my job and getting fired is honestly more exciting than it is fearful for me, because the idea of being able to test myself by getting fired and having to flip the switch and figuring it out on the fly is kind of exciting. I don't know why. Once you've been doing 75 hard for a while, you've been so used to just testing yourself and pushing your mental capacities and your mental fortitude, you kind of start craving challenges like that just to see how sharp you really are. So I tried to explain it to them as best I could. Like, look, I don't have that much respect for the people in this building because they don't have what I want. They don't live the life that I want. And it's really silly to be taking advice from people who don't have what you want. You're just taking in hot air. On top of that, you know, there's a certain level of personal excellence that I hold myself to. And it's a very, very high, damn near unreasonable for most people level of personal excellence, right? Just doing 75 hard in and of itself is a testament to that. You know what I'm saying? Going through what I've gone through the past 6 years and having my sole focus be on how can I improve myself to get to the point where I can be a full-time musician, where I have the ability, the discipline, and the characteristics, and build myself into that person. It's really fucking difficult. And that's what I really got drilled in my head through the conversation, because these are very smart, rational people. You know, they're high-ranking managers at a Nike store, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, you know, it's not fucking rocket science, but you have to put in a certain level of work. You have to have a certain level of savvy and intelligence. And I have respect for them for being able to get to that point in their careers. They worked hard for, you know, what they consider hard work. But what I consider hard work is a completely different level, because what I'm aspiring to do is on a completely different level. It's not better or worse. It's not to put anyone down. But the idea that I walk into this building every day and I have to contest with the fact that no one else in this building has the same level of ambition and wherewithal that I do is really fucking difficult. And that's part of the game. And I understand that's part of the game. So how I chose to deal with it was to detach myself. I have friends there that I enjoy talking with about manga, anime, exercise, fitness, running, politics, you know, stuff that stimulates my brain. I have a couple people who I talk to and we have great conversations. But even that, at the end of the day, is only just kind of helping me push along, you know, the clock so I can get out and go do what I was born to do, go execute on my purpose, which is to create art, which is to create a lifestyle where I can create art. And so I really just, you know, was trying my best to be respectful, but they would say such like silly things like, you know, when I was your age, this is what I used to do, and I just don't want to see you go through the same thing. And it's like, bro, like, for example, one of them was telling me about how, you know, you have to go through certain steps, right? Like they were saying, you know, when you show up to work, the way you show up to work, you know, that's, for example, let's say her name is Mary. Like, okay, so like my personal brand as Mary, you know, it reflects in how I work, because, you know, I wouldn't want people to think XYZ and think that I'm lazy and think that I can't do da. And I rebutted with, well, the difference is your personal brand is affected by how people perceive you at work. My personal brand is literally to quit my job and work for myself. Therefore, how people perceive me does not matter. And then another one of my managers said, let's say his name is John. He was like, you know, I don't want to see you be miserable here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the same, where I used to, you know, I would come to work and I would hate it so much that I would use it as fuel, and I would go out and do all these things after work, and I would, you know, express that, and I ended up wasting 10 years of my life. And I didn't say it, but I should have said, or in my head, I basically was like, yeah, but the difference is you use that energy to go out and be a consumer. to go probably hang out with your friends, or go do a bunch of stuff out there, or even stay inside, maybe watch a movie, watch Netflix, watch sports, and consume other people's content, consume other people's work. I use my hatred of working to create something beautiful and to build something and to stay inside and make music and to make art and to make content, so that way I can then build a life where I don't have to do these things that I hate. So I can't in one breath be a positive, hey, let's all work together, and I know this is only temporary, but I'm going to do my best while I'm here, and I'm going to have a great time, and I'm going to smile and show people that I'm a positive worker, but at the same time also hate my job, because you have to hate your job in order to want to make the changes necessary to not have to work. And then they were saying stuff along the lines of like, yeah, but if you when you should give 100% in everything you do, because it'll translate to different parts of your life. If you don't give 100% at work, then that's going to translate to something else. And that's completely fallacious, bro. That's so stupid. And I understand the thinking behind it, because so many people parrot it and it sounds good to say, like, you should give 100% in everything. But then when you read something like Relentless by Tim Grover, or you read Winning by Tim Grover, you realize very quickly that you literally cannot give 100% at everything. It is a stupid human concept that we have just decided because it sounds good to say, but you only have 100%. So everything after that 100% goes down and down and down and down and down. If you think that you are giving 100% in, let's say you have 3 aspects, or let's say you have 4 different aspects of your life that you're working hard at, right? And you think you're giving 100% in all 4 of those aspects. If you truly feel that way, the reality is you're giving 25% to each of those. Because if you gave 100% to just one of them, you would literally have nothing left for everything else. Okay? Kobe doesn't become Kobe by putting in 100% in the gym, and then putting 100% in his relationship, and then putting 100% in his friendships, and then putting 100% in his mental health. No, he put 100%, or let's say, 90%, right, into becoming Kobe Bryant, shooting in the gym, 3 workouts, watching film, becoming that guy. And the other 10% was, okay, let me, be a good husband, I guess, or whatever he did. I don't know. But there's seasons, and you cannot have balance throughout all those seasons. And I didn't really explain this that well to them, because I understand that this is a concept that you either believe in or you don't. But I subscribe to people who have actually done shit with their lives. And everyone who has done something great has all said that you have to sacrifice something. You cannot be the best at everything. So I'm completely cool with being the best at working towards not having to work. And if that means showing up to work late, if that means people at my job think I'm lazy because I don't do shit while I'm there, because I'm conserving my energy and I'm constantly thinking about what I'm going to do after work, then that's perfectly fine with me. And honestly, even though they didn't understand, that's why that's the title of this video. They're not supposed to understand. And I understand, ironically enough, that that's part of it. And it's a great opportunity for me to just be okay with that. Because as much as it'd be nice for people to be like, yeah, like, I completely get what you're doing, and I completely get why you act that way, and I don't judge you at all, it's just not reality. And although most of the people in my life, even if I'm not super appreciated by them, even if I'm not lauded by them, obviously, they don't like downplay me, which is great. Like, they don't laugh at me, they don't make fun of my dreams, they don't like tell me, oh, this is stupid that you want to do that. And I feel blessed to have that, because there's a lot of people who are going through a lot more negative feedback and a lot more downplaying. But it's still, it doesn't make up for, there's still no replacement for people who genuinely understand. Even if it's just like people who are like, and almost people who think they understand is almost worse than people who just admit that they don't understand and just let you do your thing. Because you're just watching them like have this ignorant look on their face, like, no, like, I totally understand what you're going through. And you're like, bro, you have no idea. You have no idea. And you'll never know, because you haven't actually aspired to do something as great as what I'm aspiring to do. So I just wanted to kind of express that out loud and get that off of my head. And hopefully anybody else out there who's going through some shit like that can at least find one person that relates to it. And if you haven't already, I highly recommend reading Relentless by Tim Grover and/or Winning by Tim Grover. He's the coach of Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, and many others. And his words will sound a lot better than mine. So that's all I got. Peace.